Okay, so this is a Montblanc Starwalker blue resin ballpoint pen. Okay, this thing costs £370 for a ballpoint pen. Now, I'm not really certain I'll be keeping this. In fact, I probably won't be, but I want to do a little bit of a review of it before I return it. There's a few things wrong with it. For one, this thing here is just a little bit too rattly. See, I don't know if you can see it. It goes in and out like the body. That's just, it shouldn't be doing that, right? So I'm really disappointed that at £370 that happens. The other thing is, it's £370. It's really not worth it. I mean, it looks really nice, but I can't justify keeping this. So, what do I want to review about this pen? And I'm going to compare it to something like this pen, which is a £5 ballpoint pen, multifunction. This, which is a Bic biro. Another random cheap, I'll compare it to a bunch of cheap ballpoint pens. I'll compare it to some fountain pens, and I may even compare it to a more expensive 146 fountain pen, even though these are totally different categories. But just to, I don't know, just kind of give you a bit of a flavor of what they feel like and what the build quality is like, because that's an expensive pen, that's an expensive pen, these are cheap pens. So what I want to do is talk about, is it really worth investing in expensive pens? To a point, yes, but honestly, I think this one, possibly not so much. So anyway, this aside. So this thing has a really nice weight to it. I don't have any scales, so I can't do a review of how much weight, but it does have a really nice weight to it. It's made out of a blue colored resin, and it is called the blue resin Starwalker because it's from the Starwalker line. You can tell by the dome there, right? It looks really nice. You can see like it's got the blue earth dome. As you tilt it forward, it kind of turns black, and you've got the, or dark blue, and it's got the, you know, the blue or the white Montblanc cap, right? Now, it's really solid. It's a different kind of resin to their, what they call precious resin that they use in the Meisterstück lines. But it feels really nice, and my only gripe about the build quality is that the top bit rattles from the bottom bit. It twists fine, but it, you know, I don't like that it rattles. The clip is really nice. The metal trim is really nice. I think there's something called ruthenium, which is slightly rarer than platinum, but they're plated, so they're not solid, which is fine. I don't think solid ruthenium would be practical, nor would solid platinum, and who cares? Anyway, right. What you want to know is what this thing writes like. And like I say, it is a really nice feeling pen, but it is just a ballpoint pen, right? So let's twist it and let's get into some writing samples so you can see. Okay, so this is going to be really tricky the way I'm holding this camera, but let's start writing. So this is the Montblanc Starwalker blue resin ballpoint. Okay, here's my issue. I came to the realization that this writes like a regular ballpoint pen, and I don't know why that didn't click before I bought it, but it writes like a regular one. It writes very similar to this £5 multifunction with a compass on it, torch, a whole load of other things, ballpoint pen. So this is a £5 multi-function ballpoint pen. Now, there are some differences. This one kind of does, you know, skip a little bit, but it's because it's been dry and it's been sat there. This one's a bit newer. The line is slightly, it does feel ever so slightly smoother to write with, but if that's £370, that's £5. Is there £365 difference? No. Again, disappointment. Let's compare with, I don't even know if this one's going to write, but this is like the cheapest of the cheap, less than £1. Everyone knows what these are. There's no ink in it. Oh, no, there is ink in it. You just got to scribble a little bit. So this is your 99 pence. What do you call it? Beak. Red. Medium. This actually writes better. In terms of the ink flow, I like this more. It just feels more precise, right? I used to write with these at university all the time. That's better, right? Whereas this is £370. I think I bought this as like kind of an aspiration piece or like a milestone piece or something to mark that, you know, yeah, I've done something good this year, right? Or just something good after a long time. But this is, I think, the wrong way to go about it. This, 370, that is nice, not gonna lie, it's smooth. Yeah, but £370, £5.99. That's just, I can't justify that. I'm not getting the enjoyment out of it. Compare it to something like a throwaway. I wouldn't even put a price on this, like a throwaway ballpoint pen. So throw away. This is nice too, actually. Ballpoint. Forgotten how nice this was. A pen. This has like a better, it lays ink down better than the Starwalker. Just it has, you know, I don't know why, but I don't know if you can see, it's like a thicker, not thicker, but it's a more solid consistency compared to like the Starwalker. Right, so that's the Starwalker ballpoint pen. And that's just a regular ballpoint pen. That's the multifunction. Like the cheaper they go, the more solid the line appears to be. It's really weird. I'm not going to compare the rest of these ballpoint pens, but what I'm going to talk about is, well, why did I buy a ballpoint pen? Because normally I like to write in, I mean, these are just Lamy Safaris, right? I like to write in fountain pens, right? And I think I wanted a ballpoint because these aren't always practical to like kind of travel with. I travel a lot for work, and sometimes, you know, I don't know, I drop one of these on the floor, like the ink splatters all over the nib. And somehow I thought, well, maybe if I buy a nice ballpoint pen, then I can travel with it and it's nice and I can write with it because I write a lot. I think that was the wrong way to go. I think fountain pens are inherently different in the writing experience to ballpoint pens. These just, I don't know, they don't really do anything special. And for that reason, I don't think it's worth investing in an expensive ballpoint pen. As nice as the build quality of this is, ignore the fact that the top rattles, like that rattle. Ignore that, right? The rest of this is built so nice. But it is not worth £370. Even I did get a 20% discount on this, but it's still not worth £296. You know, like less than 100 maybe, because it's a ballpoint. These, by the way, just while we're on the topic, do I even think this is worth it? This is a Montblanc Meisterstück. I think new at retail, these are about £600. I did not buy this new. I got this gifted to me, right? A guy I used to work with collected pens. When I left that company, he gave me one of his old vintage Montblancs, which is a really nice gift. This is from the 90s. I had it sent back to Montblanc for a repair because it was broken when he gifted it. So I don't really spend a lot on fountain pens or pens in general other than this first attempt. But if I had have paid £600 for this, I think I would have been disappointed. Not gonna lie. This is nice, but it's not £600 worth of joy in here. I mean, maybe I'll do a separate video on this, but it's not £600 worth of joy. This at £15, these at £15, different colours. Yeah, you know, I can justify these. They're right nice. I'll just do a quick, you know, so what is this? Green ink. So this is a £15 Lamy Safari green ink. You know what? This just has, I just enjoy writing with these a lot more than I enjoy writing with ballpoint pens, but a £15 fountain pen just brings me more joy to write with than a £370 ballpoint pen. I don't know what you want to take away from that. I wish I could have done a better review. I don't know. Maybe you enjoyed this review. But long and short of it is, how would I summarize this? Good weight, good build quality, minus the rattle. That thing there. Really love that dome. That dome looks so good. Like, it just does, you know, look at that. It's like clear there, blue kind of earth-shaped resin infill there. You twist it, and this is what it's meant to be like. The Starwalker line is meant to be their line that celebrates sort of space exploration. And that's meant to be Earth, and I love that. It's really nice. I mean, if I untwist it, what do you find inside? Yeah, it's, you know, it's Montblanc's proprietary thing, made in Germany. It's their this is what one of their, and I've seen some hacks where people put these in like regular pens, right? And if you want to go down that route, that's fine. But honestly, I wouldn't even go invest in one of these, because the writing experience from this, I'll do another writing sample for you, because I'm not sure if I really did the best one, but you know, like, I wouldn't even invest in the infill and put it into like a cheap ballpoint pen. I would just go with, I honestly would go with this, or I would go with something like this. I don't know why, I don't know what brand this is, but like, so this is the second writing sample. So let's see what we can write. I don't know, second writing sample. I do tend to press harder with my pens, and it feels a bit uncomfortable pressing hard with this, maybe because it's thicker. For the Montblanc Starwalker, right? And then, I don't know, let's just write ABC with this. See, I don't even have to press as hard with this because it is thinner. A, B, C, D, E. It just takes less pressure from my hand with the cheaper pen. It just is a lot better, right? And if I just use maybe this one, I don't think I've tried this one before, but this is another, I think Beak also make these. Yeah, that writes. This is a bit more scratchy. L, M, N. This isn't as good. This is terrible. But this one, this throwaway one, really nice. Like, it really lays down ink super nice. Just looks terrible. It looks super cheap and ratty, and it doesn't look good. But and this obviously looks great, but doesn't feel great to write with. It just looks great. And I think if you want to invest in something as like a milestone piece, of all the things you can invest in, this is probably not the way to go. As nice, and I love the pattern on this, as nice as this is to feel, to look at, it's just not the way to go if you want to buy something like a milestone piece, right? VW, I think, yeah, play around, experiment with different ballpoint pens. You can absolutely just go spend less than £1 and get some really good ballpoint pens, because I think as much as we all like to write with different types of pens, whether they be fountain pens or whatever, sometimes you just do need a ballpoint, because I don't know, sometimes, you know, ballpoint ink, it won't smudge, that kind of thing. You know, you're traveling, you just need a cheap pen sometimes. Yeah, I'll do another review on the 146 later, and I'll explain why I don't think this is worth £600 if you're going to go get it brand new. I know this is a vintage one, this is older. I have tried writing with brand new pens in the store, Montblanc's fountain pens, different nib sizes, to see if it's worth me buying one brand new. And I didn't get a whole lot of joy from them either, and I'll explain why. Anyway, thanks for watching.